very rapidly. Question number 3, Tim Macindoe.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question is to the Minister for Social Development. What announcements have been made as part of the government's white paper for vulnerable children to take stronger action against child abuses?
The Honourable Paula Bennett.
Mr. Speaker, the government is introducing a range of tough new measures targeting child abusers. The new initiatives are aimed at protecting children from offenders who present a high risk of continuing to hurt and abuse children. These measures include limiting guardianship rights for abusive parents, introducing child abuse prevention orders and the tracking of high-risk offenders.
Tim Macindoe.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Why is the government making changes to limit guardianship rights for abusive parents?
The Honourable Paula Bennett.
Mr. Speaker, this decision the government has taken, it hasn't been made lightly. As the National Party, we trust families to know what's right for their children, but we know that unfortunately there are some people who are doing incomprehensible damage to some. For example, one of the children in the state's care who was removed at birth and is now 5 years old is on his third foster home, not because of Child, Youth and Family, not because of the placement, but because of the continued harassment and abuse by the boy's parents. This change will ensure that children who require a safe, fresh start can get it without that sort of harassment.
Tim Macindoe.
Further supplementary question, thank you. What legislative changes will be made to limit guardianship rights?
The Honourable Paula Bennett.
Mr. Speaker, legislative changes will limit guardianship rights of parents who present an ongoing serious risk to their children. The family court would be able to make a determination if it is necessary and in the child's best interest to limit a parent's power to disrupt the child's life on guardianship decisions, such as medical procedures, school enrolment and travelling overseas.
Jacinda Ardern.
To the Minister, what initiatives are contained in her white paper to tackle child sexual abuse specifically, in light of Australia, who already carry out screening, instigating a royal commission into this issue, and the fact that substantiated cases in New Zealand have increased by roughly 50% on her watch?
The Honourable Paula Bennett.
Mr. Speaker, there are a range of initiatives that are going on that I think are addressing those historic abuse claims. For example, we have the confidential listening that is headed by Judge Henwood, which is making a difference for those people. This government has actually addressed historical abuse claims at a rate far higher than any previous administration. We shall continue to do that. We put another $14 million in the last budget. We're already discussing what will happen in the next budget for that. We take it seriously. We're addressing them. We're not trying to hide them. And I don't think there's quite the need that we've seen in Australia.
Point of order, Jacinda Ardern.
Mr. Speaker, my question was specifically around initiatives contained in the white paper.
Indeed, the member's question was, yes, if the Minister could, that's exactly what the question asked, what initiatives are contained in the white paper, government's white paper to deal with those issues. The Honourable Paula.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I think what I've pointed out is there's a range of initiatives that are already happening, so they're not specified particularly in the white paper.
Jacinda Ardern. Sorry, I beg your pardon. Question number 4, Grant Robertson.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. My question is to the Prime Minister. Does he stand by his statement, quote, "What we do